Hello, hello, hello. It is Dr. Ali. I am popping in live. And if you can see me, just type in, hi, I see you. If you can hear me, type in, I can hear you too. And if you're catching this on replay, definitely hashtag replay so I could know that you came in afterwards. Today I made a promise, and a promise is a promise, according to my son. A promise is a promise that you should keep. Where I am going to share. Let's see if I can open it up for you guys. Share um, my. There we go. Where I'm going to share. There we go. Share the 5 startup biz hacks, my time saving hacks that I've used towards creating 5 figure months, but most importantly for my busy mompreneurs so that we can create ease in our lives. And I'm super excited about that because I find a lot of I include myself, us have been getting ourselves all caught up with um, time and time management. And especially now that the kids are back to school and we're juggling between work and school and business and all these gazillion other things, it gets kind of scary. I don't know about you, but it gets scary for me. And in that scariness, that's where um, systems and structure and hacks like these helps to make it so much easier. So I'm not seeing you yet, but I'm going to continue going because I know I promised a few of my mompreneurs, and I'm starting off on the main page, and I'm making sure that I'm being seen over here. All right, great. Myself. All right, great. I'm starting off on this page because I just want to make sure that you have access. And I'm just really going to go over it as an overview because we did the in-depth masterclass during the week. And for those who missed it, and there was some sort of tech issues where the emails went into some folks' junk mail, so they couldn't get access into the masterclass. So I was feeling bad, and I don't like that state of where I don't have I know that you already made the time out to try and make it, but when you can't make the time out to try and make it, it makes it harder for me and harder for you to uh, navigate. And I heard your excitement. I heard that you wanted to get it done. So when I know that people are trying, it definitely makes me say, okay, Ali, let me see how I can best support this. All right, so let's get started. And that was my stall tactic for those that are coming in late. Perfect. All right, so welcome to my Biz Mastery series. I've been doing it once a month where I come in and I'll just share some strategies. If you're interested in any of the past Biz Mastery series, we've done some in your one-page biz plan. We've done some in starting a podcast. I've done some in how to start and grow your business. Just different topics that most of my mompreneurs out there that have told me that are their challenges. And that I've used with my clients and used it myself. I put together these simple strategies and systems that can help to make it easier for you out there. Why? Because I was once you, and I know how it feels when business is such a huge, gigantic factor. Hey, Patrice, thanks for popping in. Business is such a huge, gigantic factor that sometimes we get lost in the storm and it gets scary. So I don't want it to scare you, and I don't want to feel like because it's so scary, a lot of us are not out there doing the things that we were created to do. So if I can help to make it easier, and I always think about people in my coaches, how they help to make it easier for me. And as a result of them making it easier for me, as a result of them making it palatable, my business was able to flourish. And I was able to feel like, oh my gosh, this is not so overwhelming after all, right? So, all right, great. I'm double checking all the pages to make sure I'm there because most importantly, I want to make sure my mompreneurs are there. Mompreneurs, if you're hearing me in your page, definitely type out number 1 so I know that you are there. All right. So great question. Have you ever wondered what it feels like to not be in that constant juggle mode, while trying to build a successful business? Like I spoke about, that juggle mode is super scary, and it's a space where it derails us from wanting to start the business. how different your life would be if you found the time to do your heart's desires without feeling like if you are falling short in another part in your life, right? And have you ever wondered how it would feel just to manage your time wisely so that you're still standing in your whole purpose of joy? How would that make you feel? When we finish, you'll get 5 bonus time saving biz hacks. Some you know already, some you've heard before, some it might just be your first time hearing it. Either way, it's a biz hack. It works for me. And if you use it, give it a try, come back and let me know what you're doing, and or just hang out with me in my tribe so I can kind of monitor you along the way. Sometimes we get these hacks, but sometimes we don't do it, right? A lot of us, how many of us? How many of us? Hands up if that's me. I go many places, I get all these tips and tools, but I don't do it. These you need to do, all right? At least one, at least two. Do them and you will begin to see results in your game. Tonight, we're going to talk a little bit about mindset, visibility, marketing, social media, and money mindset. Each one of the biz hacks comes from each one of those core areas, which is what we go into further when we do our business academy and our membership program. We take each one of these subsectors, I call them the infrastructures or our pillars that creates our businesses. We go dive a little deeper so that we can learn how to create systems in each one of these areas that can help our business to thrive. Tonight, I will help you to learn more about a mindset in terms of how I use meditation and stillness, visibility in terms of how I establish authority, marketing, my 5 ask checklist, social media, which includes my Sunday night plannings, and money going from free to fee. If any of those sound like that's where you want to learn more about, definitely type out which one of those are your areas of your biggest challenge, right? Mindset was it for me. Like mindset really, really messed me up for a very long time. I was really stuck in that mindset of am I going to be able to do this? Can I really make it happen? There's way too much for me to learn. And then are they going to think I'm a fraud? Are they going to think that, that I can't do this, or that because I don't have the credentials behind my name, all these things I gave myself reasons of why I didn't want to go in until people began to tell me, why aren't you doing this? And then I began to hear, well, you help us make things easier when it comes to business. And I'm like, really? And they're like, yeah. So I then began to use that and actually listen to what I was hearing. And tapping into my gifts. That's how I turned into the startup business strategist. So when we listen, right, what happens? What does time management look like to you? So take this time out and write it down. What does time management look like to you? It varies for everyone. I personally do not like the word time management because I feel like if it holds me in to a structure, like, oh my goodness, I got to do this by, if I don't do this, then I feel like if I'm a failure. So I don't know. It's my perception. I tell you, mindset is a doozy. When everyone's perception of the same word is different. So mine used to really get me all caught up. What I like to say instead of time management is time saving, right? Or time flow or time energy. Like I like to use other words to help me to just not feel it so much. And why is it important to know it right now? Because now in this increased time of stress, mental health breakdowns, the change of times, side hustles and startup small businesses are on the rise, especially virtually and online. And if you're tired of being tired and tired of feeling out of control, like some of us, and going in circles, like how I feel at times, like I'm always going in circles. And if like and I definitely want you to type out that that's me, that after a pandemic, that you want to recreate, you want to rebuild, you want to not only just rebuild, but rebuild on solid ground so that you are, and I like to call it storm-free or disaster-free. So it doesn't matter what type of disaster happens, you are set up. That's that space of why creating a time flow and using your time wisely at certain times, at times when it's more possible than other times is so important. And we're going to go further into that. So common oopsies that I have made along the way, and I'm going to bring you guys in with me because I am you, you are me. How many of us get caught up in the fact with time management because we always say kids first, kids first, kids first, kid first. How many of you are my kids first all the time? Kids first all the time, kids are first, right? And how many of us go, and if that's me, say me, I'm the kids first person, especially my replayers. If you are one of those, fill up my calendar. I'm just going to fill up the calendar from A to B to Z, to D, A to B, C, it, like from 6 o'clock all the way to 9 p.m. at night. That's a huge error. It's a huge oopsie. When you fill it up with all these things, where is that space for flow? Right? That's that time management, like managing it all the way to the T. And I used to do that, like because Zachary's so structured. I have a son with autism. I used to line everything up structured. How many of you out there are like that? Like structure, 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 structure. However, there's no space for breath. How many of you overbook yourself? How many of you are the I'll take a break later? I'm gonna take a break later. I'm gonna do this now, but I'll take a break later. I'm the we'll take a break later. Right? Constantly, we'll take a break later. And last but not least, how many of you are the guilty, guilty, guilty when you do anything else that does not include your family, or does not include your kids, or doesn't include your work, and you actually do something outside of that, you feel overwhelmingly guilt. How many of my guilty oopsies out there who sit in that space of oopsies? I see you watching, just peek and say hi. When you say hi, it increases the visibility too and the engagement. For those who don't know, I'm doing a quick run through of me. I am a serialpreneur since 2014. Love to travel and absolutely love living life full out. Audiologist, speech language pathologist by trade, #1 bestseller. When I gained clarity, increased my visibility, invested in coaching. I got to say that again, invested in coaching in so many different areas and implemented systems for scalable revenue. Then I began to create legacy generational wealth. Like I went from having a fun side gig, a side hustle, to really having a true foundation of a business, of a coaching and development business, where we're scaling considerably over time, and we're coming back and we're helping others, which is most importantly. Sales going from 22, 180 to last year bringing in over 114, and this is just my side gig. And this year, of course, projected for more, yay, even through the pandemic. Clients increased 136%. A lot of you know this already. I created one product from one product. I created a full product suite, which we'll be talking a little bit more about. My Dr. Ali Griffith show. Make sure you're following that. It's my podcast. It's uber dope. I need to change that to over 9,000 downloads by now. And of course, my Mompreneurs on Fire Live. Definitely go and get your ticket for that. We're going to be live October 17th and 18th. Get your ticket, mompreneursonfire.com. You want to be there. Dope speakers, dope results. It's a learn and do type of event. So you'll walk out of it with time well spent because you'll have results right in front of you. Of course, seen, keynoting, ABC, Good Morning America, Parents Magazine, Family Circle, and most importantly, I'm a Black belt. I think that's super dope. So every time I play this is Zachary singing, and I hope you can hear it because I have headphones in. But it's Zachary singing Life is a Highway. I want to ride it all night long. And I always say he's my biggest teacher in life. He has helped me to really shift my mindset in terms of why did I really want to start my business? My real why, not the fake why, but the real why. Yes, absolutely for him. Yes, absolutely for finding or giving my best self and serving the world. But my biggest why is this. Like, I really love vacations. I want to relax. I want to retire early. I want to be chilling on the beach, making money in my account, and serving in my highest purpose. That's what I want to do. And I'm quite okay with that whilst I'm creating and building generational wealth, you know, and I want Zachary to have access to all of that also, so he can learn early. So first we're going to talk about the common mistakes to avoid, right? We want to make sure we're avoiding the I don't have any time thoughts, right? I don't have any time. There's no time. There's not enough time in the day. Oh my goodness, there's no time. Stop with the no time thoughts, because when we stay stuck in that, we'll never ever have the time. Hate to hear Good. I'm glad you came in. I'm partially doing this for you, sis. But I also had to do it for a few other people that asked me to. Planning time poorly. Like, I don't know what to do, so I'm just not going to do anything. Or I'm just going to put all my time into one thing because I'm going to feel guilty about something else. So, when we begin to be a little smoother with our time in terms of what works for you, not everyone else, but works for you, you're going to start noticing some changes. Other common mistakes are no schedule at all. I'm just going to wing it completely in life. And if there's an unexpected change, you get thrown off. How many of you are that? When I'm thrown off, nothing gets happened. Nothing. Nada. Zit zilch. Nada. That's it. I'm just gonna throw the curtains up and just not do anything. If that's you, then just own up to it and say that's definitely me. And then last, I can do it all. No one can do it like me. How many are my I can do it all, folks? It's all about me. I can do it. No one else can do it. Hogging all the time is what I like to call it. And then some of us have all these lovely, sexy excuses like, when I get more money, I'll find more time. And if only I could. If only I could. Oh, those are the really good ones. If only I can just, if I can this, and if only I could, and we just stay stuck with if only I could and not enough action. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. How many are my maybe tomorrow folks, my procrastinators out there? Ah, yeah, we know that well. And then I'll forget it. Maybe it's not for me. Those are the ones when after a while, you just give up on yourself. You give up on your business. You start to say, oh, maybe it's not for me. Maybe it's for other people out there. I love it when I hear it's for doctors. It's only for people who have degrees. Heck no. Heck, absolutely now. My degree has absolutely nothing to do with what I do. And that's the best part about it. My degree is in audiology. And I help people with starting businesses. So how different can that be? So we're going to jump straight into it. 2020 is all about together and moving effectively, right? Effectively having to do with either, and this is the part where I had the folks vote on it when I did it live on that E. Do you want your E to be effectively, effortlessly, or efficiently? So what works for you? You acronym it. Just know that together we're going to be moved in doing it this way. I like effectively because I want to know whatever I do, there are results to what I'm doing. So I don't want to just be doing things just for happenstance. I want there to be a reason behind things. For me, that's what pulls me further along the way. All right, hack number 1, shifting your mindset. Always got to go for the mindset part because if we keep moving and if we keep constantly going and we're not allowing ourselves moments of stillness and moments of having meditation, what I have definitely learned along the way was when I would jump into service mode and I'm constantly coaching and I'm speaking and I'm giving information, I would feel completely out of whack in the day because it just feels like if I was giving to everyone else, but there was no time to pour into me. And when I began to learn that, wait a minute, pause before I pour into everyone else, I began to create a system where I would have all meditation moments. And I share more about that on my podcast, where they're just short moments of stillness throughout the day. So throughout the day, I will do about 10 to 15 minute breaks of stillness. That's my first biz hack. That's my first time biz hack. Yes, I put it into my calendar. It's on my alarm. It makes sure it reminds me that, did you do your biz hack? I mean, did you do did you stop and be still? Did you do your all meditation moments? So that's the first one. It helped me to just really tap into the fact that after I did it, I felt such clarity that the results and what I was able to do, it moved at a faster pace. Like it just flowed, it just synced. So when we are pushing through, and this goes back to for my folks that are busy on top of each other, I got to put this upon that. And you're constantly giving to everyone else and even to your business. If you're not taking those moments to do your pauses, to do your meditations, to do your stillness, and we spoke about that during this week, tell me what happens. What happens to you when that happens? Type it out, write it out. So Try this biz hack, and I guarantee you, clarity will happen faster. Results will happen faster. Ease and flow of your time will just happen easier, and it'll just feel less pressure, right? And that's why I say, how do you? These biz hacks are meant to move you towards those 5-figure months, which a lot of people see are super important. I get it, but the most important part is having ease in your life, right? Who wants to have more ease in their life? And that's what all of these strategies are going to help with. And I learned these strategies along the way, whether it was working with Lisa Nichols and her amazing Motivating the Masses team. And it was like really huge events that we'd be supporting, and being on the sales team and being on the service team and leading teams, and just on stage, going from front, back, inside, out. I was front end, back end, every end. The biggest part of it I had to learn was, before I even did them, I always started my morning with meditation, stillness, and I didn't at the beginning. It's just I learned that before I pour into anyone else, I had to pour into myself. And then I was so much more effective. And then it's not only just the morning and that's it. I had to learn how to do it during the day. It's like that during the day reset time. Sharing one of my quick clients, my aunt Zachary. My aunt is amazing. She's a content creator, and working together, she has just learned how to use smaller. Like, I've shared the biz bits with her, and her words of working with us working together is bite-sized pieces of information that if you just stay in action, you will get results. So working together, working on either the membership or the academy, or just being in the group with a supportive group and having bite-sized information, you're able to see results. Most importantly, she began to implement more meditation in her daily work schedule. All of my members are incorporating it. To be with me and to be in our system, it's just part of how we flow. It's what gravitates people towards me or towards our tribe, is that we have to have that sense of taking care of self and doing stillness and doing meditation or prayer or whatever you want to do in terms of pouring into yourself, so that you can then go and pour out to the world more effectively. Sounds good? Who's ready for number 2? Who's ready for number 2? I love how you guys are coming in, peeking in. Yeah, that's so cute. All right, so number 2, we're talking about visibility, right? How do we become more visible out there? So one of my huge time biz hacks is using Help a Reporter Out. Help a Reporter Out definitely gives you access to press. It gives you access to people who want to feature people for whatever reason. It could be for your area of expertise. It will help you to gain authority faster by having more press access and having more, and your SEO, to search engine optimization, goes out. For me, I always like to tell the story of I did a cool article for First for Women, and it had nothing to do with autism. It had nothing to do with business. It just had to do with me showing my arms. What is the part of your body that you do not like to show in summer? And I was like, my arms, right? And they picked it up, and then I was featured in a full page article picture. And then they picked a few people out of the article, and I was selected to be on Good Morning America. Ta-da! Did it have anything to do with business? Nope. Was I featured? Absolutely yes. Do I have a business lesson from that? Yes. It starts from using Help a Reporter Out. It starts from trying something that you probably won't do all the time. It starts from being super intentional about when you're going to do it. So I have something called lunchtime. Because I'm a parallelpreneur and I'm still working and I'm still with my business and I still have Zachary and I still have a nonprofit. Lunchtime for me is still my biz time. So I would either use my lunchtime for some time for meditation and then make a call to clients, my follow-up calls, or I would do a Help a Reporter Out fill out. Right? So I would go in, I'll check the most recent one I received. I would put my lunchtime for around that time, and I'd use part of that lunchtime just to fill out different requests for increased media visibility. And I did a full masterclass on that. So if you're interested in that, definitely let me know. I did a masterclass on how to do hair roll. Super simple, but I just pulled out my hacks on what I did and what worked for me. Sounds good? All right. So that was a quick way of how I increased my visibility, which led to a quicker, faster people recognizing me, people seeing me, and then using that to then speak more about my authority in my area. So sometimes it's directly in your area, and sometimes it's not. But it's how you use it, right? Right. All right, so huge shout out. You know, when I did this the first time, I was able to say, and I love to say it, Gary launched a book during her lunchtime. Gary Davis, she's another one of my members and my clients, and I'm super excited about her. Just working with her, she's had this book, CEO and Stilettos, in her stomach for the longest, in her belly. Lisa Nichols had wrote the foreword. I wrote one of the recommendations, the referrals, the testimonials inside of it. And what I love about it was that she also runs daycare businesses. And as a result of running these daycare businesses, she is bombarded right now because with COVID happening and all these changes happening, you have to do changes to daycare. And she doesn't have one daycare, she has more than one, right? So she's doing this and staff is changing, and then you're dealing with the pandemic and with, different types of regulations in the state. So she was like, Dr. Ali, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do this. And then she pushed through, through us working together, through her getting support elsewhere. It's a village that takes, like, it's not just me, it's a village, it's a community. We are a community. She was able to release her CEO in Stilettos. Woo-hoo! But most importantly, she did, and during that time, after she released it, we had a call and she was explaining how stressed she was. And I was like, sis, tap out, take a break, go pause. And, it's hard for us as CEOs because we're constantly thinking about, is this the right time? Should we do it now? Everything else seems to need us. So that's a huge one. Everything else needs us. But when everything else needs us and we are not our full selves, how can we really be there for everything else? Right. And that's the part where that taking the pause and pouring into yourself, where it's super duper 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 important. And that's why she was able to have her success and still take a break. And she launched during her lunchtime, #1 bestseller. Congratulations, Gary. So marketing, right? Here's just one simple hack, and trust me, I got hacks upon hacks upon hacks. There more, but I wanted to come in, give you a nice quick 5. Use which ones that work out for you, use which one doesn't. A cool marketing hack I like to use is called a 5 asks a day checklist. A lot of my mompreneurs, when they come into the tribe, they're super scared of being visible, of getting themselves out there, being seen, being heard, using social media, doing lives, making phone calls, or just getting themselves out there where they can really start moving towards sales, right? So I say start off with 5 asks, right? There's so many more, but start off with 5. Like, get yourself used to hearing no. Get yourself used to making that effort in asking. And the ask can be personal and or the ask can be biz related. But get yourself asking so that you don't feel that pressure of I have to know it all. I have to do it all when it comes to your personal life. Ask for help, ask for support. When it comes for your business, ask for help, ask for support, ask for the sale, right? So we want to make sure we're doing that every day consistently. And I have a dope chart that I use for this where I learned it from another one of my coaches. So I can keep myself accountable. So I can visibly ask myself, did you do 5 asks? So how many people think that would make a difference in their results that they have? And how many are doing asks today? Are you doing at least 5? I mean, you should be doing more, but let's start with 5. If we start with 5, we can create a routine, and then we can move that up to 10, then we can move that up to 15. And the more asks you begin to have, the more no's you'll get. But guess what? The more yeses you'll get also. Yes! So we did the 5 ask strategy with Crystal Khalil and with her amazing partner, Dr. Nicole, who are part of Sister Diamonds. And They did their ask by getting a huge support with their first party, the largest international slumber party. It was their first event. They literally just put their businesses together as a team. They have their business separately, but we were putting their partnership together and creating their events that they wanted to do together. And their first event, they were featured on Good Morning America and the Steve Harvey Show. Ridiculous, over millions amount of impressions and views, and all from Ask. And most of their team were people who they asked to support them. They weren't even paying most of their team. Do you understand what I'm saying? How the importance of asks comes all the way up. And if they had did that by themselves and not put their ask together and put together their team of people who were there to support their vision, because there are people out there that actually want to support your vision, then it wouldn't have led to that. So another cool way of just showing you how, when you are with support teams and when you have, supporters, of how we can use the ask and how we can intentionally use these asks to get us to the next levels. That's where we grow, and that's where those 5-figure months happen, and that's where the ease in our lives come in. Because guess what? Now we have help in putting together this event, and everything is not on our shoulders. Right? Mompreneurs on Fire is coming up. If you're catching this before October 17th, 18th. And I've already done my asks. I asked for my speakers. I asked for my ambassadors. I'm asking for you to go and get a ticket. And every day I'm doing my asks. So I lead by example. I lead by showing you so that you can see that I don't just wake up and blink and money comes in, or wake up and blink and all these amazing things happens. That's the work that goes into it. Is it hard work? Absolutely not. When you do it enough times, when we ask enough times, right? If we ask enough time, how many of us out there are just afraid of asking? And how many of us are afraid of asking because we don't like to hear the word no? And that was so me. I was so hung up on no. No used to scare me. It used to scare me so much that I just didn't. And I had to do the work on myself and through personal development, which we have in our programs, because I realized that business and personal development goes hand in hand. As I began to do the work on both, I began to tap into why this kept happening. And it made me realize that it was my childhood issues. It came up from me being rejected as a child, or feeling like I was rejected as a child, from my father not being there. And when I feel that way, it kind of kept coming, and it showed back up in my business life. Who the heck would think? Right? Who would think out there that would come back up in your life, and it would show in how you're really flourishing in your business? So asking, tap into, and we will dive deeper into that. Definitely will dive deeper into that in our programs, into why are we preventing ourselves at times? Are we blocking ourselves from the growth that we know that we were created to do? And in another one of our biz mastery, when we just focus only on mindset, that's a great one for you to tap into. So make sure you're doing that. Of course, if you are getting a ticket to Mompreneurs on Fire or in any of our membership programs, you will have access to that mindset mastery for free. It comes with all of that. And all my biz mastery programs you have access to. Doo-doo. All right, so this time I'm asking any questions. Does anyone have any questions? If you do, now is the time to either type it in. If you're catching this on replay, write it in, send in your message. Hey, the last I see you popping in. Send in the messages. If you're catching this after, definitely IG me or send me an instant message, or info@Dr. Ali Griffith. And let me know, what are your thoughts? What are your questions? What are your concerns? Hey, Navalette, I see you. It's so cute. People who already saw the session are like popping in, like, okay, what's going on in here? I am redoing the masterclass for those who missed it, and for those who need the opportunity to ask questions. Then it's here, right? Why not? Plus, I needed it because my digital marketing team said that, can we get another copy? And I'm like, how about I just do, a time biz hack in full effect? How about I teach my mompreneurs, and I go over it because some of them couldn't get in, record it so my digital marketing team can have another recording and they can play around with it and use it as they may. And then I get to tap into you guys for live, because the last time I did it, it was in an enclosed Zoom room. So now you get to ask live and in-person questions if you have, and if you didn't sign up for that program. I don't do it all the time, but hey, why not? So if I'm gonna use the time, use it wisely. It's called chunking. I'm a chunk addict. Any other chunk addicts out there? All right, so we're up to number four. Who's ready for number four? Who's ready to hear my hack, my time hack when it comes to social media? My cool time hack when it comes to social media is to be social. Like, be social. If you have to do something, if you have to go live, if you have to do a picture, if you have to post, if you have to engage as part of your digital marketing plan or your social media marketing plan, and we speak all about the plan, then be social. Like, have fun with it. Um, don't only think about the business part, understand that there's a social part, and then learn how to connect the two. And I'm super genius at that one. So we can definitely share that. And that definitely goes back to my speech pathology and audiology days, communication, all about the social aspect of life. And as an autism mom, I'm focused on socialization because that's an area of need. So I realize that a lot of us, even as adults, we forget that social media, social marketing is being social. So don't forget the social part. So that's a cool bits hack. Next one I have is Sunday planning. So this one you got bonus 3. So it's more than 5, guys. And I've definitely shared more on each one. So always know I always over deliver. Why? Because you need it. Plus, there's a whole lot of hacks, and I had them all written down. But these are a cool 3 I thought that would go for social media. Have a plan day. We spoke about that this week when we did the 5 days biz plan. I mean, time biz plan. Too many plans. But we spoke about making sure that we choose a day. Sundays work for me. I also do another live with another group, aspiring Christian authors, entrepreneurs, um, where I go in and just share with them on Sundays to remind them to do their Sunday planning. So it works for me. It works for other groups I coach and I teach. It works for my coaching clients. It works for our members. It just works for us. Sundays are great planning days, right? And the last, and we got this from my wonderful coach, Susie Carter, who popped in last week. If it's not in the schedule, highly likely it's not going to happen. Ooh, someone need to hear that today. If it's not in the schedule, highly likely it's not going to happen. And that was huge for me. I had to learn that as I evolved, right? Because I already had Zachary. I always, I've been a professional before Zachary over 20 years with heavy caseloads, right? So I have a profession with big caseloads, which is fine. So I've been managing that and creating that into flow. It was management initially with Zachary and being married at that time and starting the business. And I would say, like, I have everything in my head, like, it's all in here. Then I had the memory. How many of us had like that memory? Well, oh my gosh, I can remember everything. I don't need to write anything down because it's all in here. Um, I don't know if you're seasoned like I am now. We need to write it down and or we need to schedule it in our phone. And the hugest example I use of this with when I did this the first time was just talking to other folks and letting them know, listen, you schedule your kids' appointments, right? The dentist, the doctor, the butcher, the baker, all the things that you need for the kids are in your calendar. And tell me I'm right. Am I right or right? Right? So then why aren't the stuff for your business scheduled like that? Hmm. So we want to start putting it more into our schedule. We want to make sure that just as we're planning things for ourselves, just as we're planning things for our family, we're planning things for our business using our scheduler. So that's why I specifically took the time for the 5 days to go into that 5 days of creating your monthly biz plan. So, a monthly time biz plan so that you can get super clear on what's important, what are your categories, what are you prioritizing, what does your day look like, what would your week look like, what would your month look like, so that you can start creating this wonderful habit. Make sure, guys, if you do not have access, that you definitely hit me up to get access for that, because that was a game changer for many, according to their testimonials. All right, so quick, another one of my clients, another one of our members, Dr. D. She also, she's a doctor. She serves out there as a chiropractor. Had an idea for a business, was super nervous about starting a business because her job is so taxing. It takes a lot out of her. But she loves cooking and she loves serving people with food. So we got together and she became one of our members, and together we put together a business. And now she has her business, her logos, her brand colors, a functioning website. She got clients. She's just amazing doing her thing out there. Hired a first team member, consistent marketing. I'm so proud of you, sis. You keep doing your thing. And she was the first one, like, okay, I'm finished, but I'm going again next year. And she started at our Mompreneurs on Fire last year, her first time. She's coming back again this year because she's just like, that's what ignited my fire. And she's not even a mom. She's like, I'm not even a mom. I almost feel like I'm cheating the system, but I want to be with you guys. So she's with us. She's hanging out with us. So that lets you know that not only moms are with us. Sounds good? But make sure we see you at mompreneursonfire.com. Get your ticket. And if you hit me up between now and this weekend, I will give you access to our 50% off. So this is the first weekend in October. I'm running the 50% off until it's filled. I don't know when it will be, until it's filled. As soon as they hit their maximum, my people, they created a number. They just say you go out there and serve it. When it hits a number, people won't be able to use it anymore. So I keep saying it until they tell me stop. So use the contact me. I'm not gonna say it out loud, but contact me, or if you are in our private groups, you'll have access to getting 50% off, and or you'll be getting it free if you're in our membership or academy groups. How we doing out there? We up to number five, number five, number five, number five, 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 number five, number five, number five, five, five. Y'all are hanging, man. This is the longest I have done something live in a while. Like I've been doing those 10-minute, 15-minute lives. But you're here. We're here. We're hanging, and we're up to number 5. Remember, I do have a little gift for you for those who do hang out. Make sure that you stay. I will give you that little gift, like I was mentioning earlier. You'll have access to that gift. So make sure you hang out and wait for the end. I'll actually give you my number 5 after I tell you a little bit about our membership program. So many of you are asking, Kayleen, she's so dope. She's our money maven. She's going to be speaking at our Mompreneurs on Fire, and she just speaks a lot on money mindset. There is Danielle. Danielle's another one of our members. She is a nutritionist, now CEO. Since starting, she's been talking on webinars and panels and podcast interviews, and has clients and CRMs and lead magnets and all these amazing things. And most importantly, she says she has a plan for the what's next, which is, I absolutely love her. So will you be our next Igniter success story? I wonder, and I hope so. So a little bit about our Ignite program. Permission, of course, to share a little bit more about my Ignite Biz program if you are interested. It's not for everyone, but it is for those where some women fear the fire and some women simply become it. So for the ones that are out there that are interested on getting ignited and being on fire, on having the support throughout the year, I do have a membership program. In this membership program, from all the wonderful coaches I've had, being in coaching programs with Steve Harvey and Lisa Nichols and Susie Carter, some of my coaches, and more, and more, and more, and more. And having amazing successes out there, like Amanda, another one of our members, who's just making more power moves and making more ignite success, I should say. So we get to, in our membership, get to celebrate. We get to do ongoing planning. We speak more about support for time. We do personal development, business development inside. We do social media support. You learn more about sales, have access to business planning, and of course, more about media and public relations. You have access to everything. So it's an membership program. We always focus on CEO mindset. However, would it be worth it to you if you got all of that at $29.97, which is when we took everything out and we added it all together, and we even included the one I'm now including a one-on-one power move success strategy, which wasn't included in the first amount. So it has a value that is sick. We have it now for $11.64 for the year. But my special to you, of course, is for $5.97. And that's the 50% off offer that you also have access to for our Ignite You Business Membership Program. So if you're interested, go there, come join us, have this support throughout the time. There's no other place better that we can celebrate your wins, that you continue getting ongoing support and planning in our private group. You have access to recordings on personal development, on business development in each one of the areas that we focused on before: visibility, marketing, um, money, sales, um, business planning. You'll have access to the podcasting. You have access to CEO Mindset. We meet once a month as a group. We continue to support each other through the process. So you would just want to go to igniteyoubusinessmembership.com. And as a result of that, you will have access to a free ticket. You'll get a free ticket to our Mompreneurs on Fire virtual event. Yay! And you will also have access to, and I think there's only one more because two are gone, of the 90-minute bonus sessions. Because two people like grabbed that the last time it was there. So if you are interested in that, definitely sign up and get that. You'll also get the access to the How to Podcast bonus. So dope stuff. We're going to be doing, oh, you'll have access to the Create Your Journal also, your journal planner masterclass. You'll get an e-access. So that is all in our portal for our e-membership, for our Ignite You e-membership. So I just wanted to make sure I gave you that invite and that you have access to it, so that if you decided that you love hanging with us, but you want to hang out with us some more and become one of these success folks, then it's all there for you. And now to come back to number 5, free to fee. And this is, and I have more. Like I said, there's a whole lot more. It's one of the biggest questions I get. And let me see if I can stop sharing the page. Guys, make sure you go to igniteyoubusinessmembership.com if you're interested in that. Let me make sure I type it somewhere so that I do my due diligence and they say, you better put the link up for those that are interested. All right, igniteyoubusinessmembership.com. So this is a cool, simple hack. It's a question I get asked a lot of times. There you go. Y'all are so cute. I'm now finally getting to see all the responses. All right, let me get serious. So this is the one of the questions I get asked a lot of, and it's how do you start? Oops, there we go. How do you go from free to fee? And it's a way in which we share the sales script that you do when you are having free consults. And it's a way of, a lot of my clients, when they start at the beginning for coaching, for comfortability, access to be able to coach comfortable, to be able to do what they're doing comfortable, they may start off for free so they can have more testimonials. There comes a time when you can, and I always give myself a certain number. So I would say, okay, I'll do my first 5 for free, right? If I'm starting off on something new, and you might be doing something new out there, and I'll tell myself a number. You have your number, so I may need 10. It's all on your comfort level. Like, don't let anyone tell you that number. You know within yourself what works for you. Just make sure you give yourself a number. And you may start off with free for this, so you can learn, you can collect testimonials, you can create your system, you can create your strategy of what does working with you look like, whether it's coaching, whether it's having a product, whether it is speaking or being an author, right? You start off with a few, and a perfect example, like I said, for Gary, in order for me to give her the testimonial for her to use in the book, she had to give me the book. So I was able to get a free book to read and then give her information before she's able to use it for fee. So it's okay to start at the beginning. Give yourself a certain number for free. And same thing goes for speaking. Go out there and speak. Get hone in your craft. Find out what works, what doesn't work. Create your own strategy. Give yourself a number. Invest in a program to help you to be better. I can't repeat that often more than enough. even though you are giving for free, you also need to learn how to improve and learn new tools. Then in that process, you can also start charging for fee, right? And start moving it for fee. And a lot of people who have difficulties with charging for fee because they're still dealing with their mindset, they're still dealing with their own money mindset, and in terms of their value, then that's partially what the coaching, having a business coach does help you. Having a business and personal development coach, especially when they do both, it's a beautiful thing. At least I thought so. Hence, that's why I do it a lot for startup businesses, because I feel like if when we start with both, then we tend to grow faster and smoother, and it doesn't feel so like it's such a separate thing from our life, but everything feels inclusive and it feels like it just flows. So as you begin to get comfortable with yourself, with your confidence, with your ability to do sales and the language of sales, and we dive so deep into that in the membership or any one of the programs that I'm with, then you begin to feel comfortable with the numbers you start to charge for fee, and then you begin to increase it based on another strategy of how you increase your fee. And we can talk more about that. But all in all, tell me, how did you enjoy our masterclass? This is the first time I've done the masterclass live on social media. I usually do it inside my Zoom room and my little privacy. It's just safe. It's where I can ask a lot of questions, go back and forth. I feel like if people tend to pay attention more when it's a nice private room as opposed to social media, everything on Facebook is fast book, I like to call it. So, but I did want to give access for those who did miss it, and I want to give access in the replay for my team who needs it. So I am honored to serve you. As you're here, tell me, what was your takeaway? Tell me which one of the biz hacks you needed to hear and you're going to put into play. And then definitely let me know if you are interested in talking a little bit more about the membership program. Definitely reach out and touch with me. Remember, with the membership, you do have free access to the Mompreneurs on Fire. So many things in my head. Mompreneurs on Fire, and then my free gift to you guys, for those who did stay throughout the entire time. For those who do invest in the membership program, I will give you the VIP access. So you'll have VIP access. So just let me know or hit me up on the side and say, Dr. Allie, I watched your whole masterclass. So give me that 50% off the membership. Give me the 50 and the free VIP, so I can let you in once you do that. And that is my gift for those of you who actually watch this entire thing. If you're watching it after then we'll talk about what other gift I can give you. I love giving gifts. I'm a gift giver. It's my love language. So acts of service. So definitely reach out and see how we can best support you, and or hit me up and ask any questions. I would love to see you all at Mompreneurs on Fire. Come out, learn, grow, create community together, and let's see how we can totally trailblaze into 2021, into the next year. I believe we can. I believe that we can create strategies and systems so that we are excelling and taking ourselves to the next level as businesses. I don't think this is a time for us to just throw the towel in. I think now is the time for us to grow. Now is the time for us to thrive. And now is the time for us to go full speed ahead with systems, with structure, with intentions, clear intentions. So all of that we are going to be doing during our, and we do it for the year in our membership program. And then we'll be doing it for Mompreneurs on Fire for those who just want to do a quick hit it and split type of meetup. All right. Love you all. And until next time, make sure you let me know what worked for you. Let me leave you with some clear parting words. When you dream and when you believe in your dreams, when you put action into the belief of your dreams, that's where the results in your purpose comes in. Dreams are all in our head. They happen. They are floating all over in there. When we actually believe in the things that we dream about, because half of the times we talk ourselves out of our dreams. If that's you, say that's me, own it. After we begin to believe in our dreams, we have to take action towards it. Action part, that's where I come into play. We don't just want to do random action. We want to do intentional and strategic action. So we're not wasting our time. So we're not wasting our money. And so we're not wasting our energy. Together, those three things combined, when you are being strategic and intentional with them, that's where the results come in. Based on my experience, based on the billionaires I've worked with, and based on the results of my clients that I'm seeing coming in day to day. All right? It was a blessed and honor time serving with you. And until next time, that's all, folks. Remember to be amazing in your thoughts, your words, and in your actions. Peace.